Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back, man. It's been a minute. I haven't done a YouTube in about a week or so. I've been meaning to get on here, guys. I really got to start spending more time on here. But I just want to give you guys a little background on myself, a little bit of me. What people, I get a lot of questions on social media, like on through Instagram, like just things that my story, right? Pretty much. What's your story? What's your story? Everybody wants to know the story, which I guess is good, right? Because you got to know who you're listening to. You got to know the people you admire, you respect. You got to know what they're about. You got to know if they're really are they just making shit up because they sound cool on social media, or are they really about this lifestyle that they claim, right? But yeah, guys. I mean, my story. I grew up in the streets. I grew up in the neighborhood, of course. Obviously, I got six sisters, four brothers. I'm the fifth one. There's 11 of us. We run deep. We're a big family. Never met my pops, right? Had my mom. My mom just recently passed last year. Had my mom up until just last year. Strong woman, man. Love my mom so much. She did a lot for everybody. I ended up moving out of my mom's when I was around 11, 12 years old. Went to go stay with my brothers. Jumped around between my brothers and my sisters until I got on my own feet, and then I started just working and making a living for myself. Um, that's pretty much the come up, guys, of how I grew up and out in Azusa in the San Gabriel Valley. But from there, guys, just started doing life, right? Just always been into bodybuilding, always been into weightlifting. Got in a little trouble, of course, here and there, but I don't glorify that stuff, guys. I don't. That's the stuff I don't really like to go deep into, unless I have to. Like if it's gonna help somebody, if I need to meet somebody in that place, I will. I'll share stories of that. But just to like speak on it and like glorify it, no, it's not. It's nothing to glorify. But it's things we came from, it's things I went through, addictions, gang banging, um, involved in substances, um, alcohol like crazy, right? Just like what a lot of people do. But I came out of it. I'm not there no more. That's what a lot of people do not do. A lot of people do not come out of it. They're still living that 20-year-old lifestyle in their 40s, and that's what's not cool, guys. As men, as grown men, I'm talking. You're a grown man, and you're 30. I mean, I'm not saying it's okay to do this shit when you're in your young 20s, but that's when we do experience a lot more, right? When we're in our young 20s, we do things. We kind of all look back and say, maybe I shouldn't have did that, right? Um, but you know what? I don't regret anything I did, honestly. I can't say I regret it. I mean, it was meant for me, right? God put it there for me. He let me live that. I mean, I've survived everything I've been through. So he put that all in front of me to become who I am now, right? And he always kept weightlifting and bodybuilding and like in front of me, right? Because I've always been there since I think I was like 13 or 14 years old. I first started doing like, all I had was a dip bar, and I would just do dips and dips and dips because it was easy. I think we had it like hooked up to a couch, and we had like it was hooked up to the back of the couch, and we had a jack on, not a jack, with a tie down, like a tie down, holding the freaking dip bar because that's all we had, right? We lived in a freaking apartment. We didn't have much. And yeah, it was just dips and push ups with my brother. And I remember that. And I love my brother for that. I remember that. We would just do dips and push ups every night. It's like sore triceps. I mean, that's probably why I got fucking big ass tricep. And just push ups. Guys, push ups. That's probably why my chest is so developed, right? It's just years and years of dips and push ups. Like honestly, from like 13, I would say like 15, 16 years old. And then I started working out with my sister and her husband, my brother in law. I love them very much so too as well. They were a big influence in my life. Um, yeah, they taught me a lot. So they're the ones that got me into weightlifting and bodybuilding. Um, Through my brother-in-law, he taught me a lot of what I know, guys, and I use that to this day. A lot of what he taught me as a kid, I still use it in my workout routines because it works. If something's working for you, don't change it. And that's one thing you learn with weightlifting or bodybuilding, that if it's working for you, if you're getting gains out of this workout routine, out of this split, out of this regimen, whatever, stick to it. Why are you going to go change it up if it's working? That makes no sense, right? So if like it's like having a business and you have this business model and you have this routine that just works for your business and you're constantly making money, why are you going to change your business pattern? It wouldn't make no sense, right? Same thing with your social media, guys. Like everything we do, guys, is in rhythm. Everything we do is like it being consistent, right? As long as you're consistently doing something, you're gonna get a result. And if you're happy with the result you're getting, keep doing it until you're not happy with that result or you're not getting a result anymore. Maybe we got to implement some other things, right? Just to change it up. Your diet works the same way when you're cutting and you're bulking. There's certain ways you eat, certain timing of the days you eat before bed, after bed, right? When you wake up in the morning, how long should you go fasted? There's a lot more that goes into that. But yeah, guys, it's just what works for you. If it's working, keep doing it, you know. And then that led me into powerlifting competitively for multiple years. In like my late 20s, early 30s. I'm what 39 now, about to be 40 this year. But yeah, guys, that's just like a little story of my of how I started, and I just kept weightlifting, guys, and body. I've always been into weightlifting. I never thought I'd turn into a business. I never thought I'd be being able to do it as a career, like as my business. This is what I do. I train people. I do online programming for all my clients. I I help people that are trying to do what I did in their young 20s and 30s that are trying to do what I'm doing now. I got programs that help them build their brand. Like I did it for so many years, and I was like, you know what? It worked. Why don't I turn it into a business? That's exactly what I did, guys. I saw a lot of these coaches online that are they're killing it. They're doing their business. They're doing what they're doing, and I'm looking at them. I'm like, I've been doing that my whole life. What you guys are selling, I just had to learn how to put it together in a program and sell it. You know, and that's what it is. It's a business. So yeah, that's just what I do, guys. That's a little background on me. We grew up with a big family. We grew up Section 8 housing. We grew up a little poorer than a lot of people, guys. I mean, like I said, I don't like to go into all that deep, like sad shit. But I mean, yeah, if you guys grew up that way, you know what dumpster diving is. We grew up dumpster diving, man. Just whatever you can jump, whatever you find in a fucking dumpster, you take it home. And I mean, that's what we had, right? But when you grow up that way, guys, that's what you know. You learn to survive, and that's how you become successful because you don't quit. You learn to survive. A lot of people have things handed to them. They have things handed to them and they don't know how to survive on their own. Because once they don't have that hand that feeds them, when they don't have mom and pop's team anymore, when you're on your own and you got to man up and figure this shit out, a lot of people say, "Oh, y'all do it. I can do it." You really like? I hope you can, but this is things that you learn growing up in life, and you're in your 30s, 40s. Now you know how to do these things. You're not gonna one day get left on your own at 40 something years old, and you think you're gonna figure this shit out. You can't even manage a bank. You I don't even want to get into that part, guys. The people that do live at home like that still, and they don't even got 20, 30 grand to their name. I mean, I don't even know how you're gonna survive when you're on your own like that. If you can't do it with mom and pop's team, how you gonna do it on your own? And that's no disrespect to anybody that has that, man. I mean, I have my daughter. I love my little girl. I'm gonna help her as much as I can, as long as I can. But I'm also gonna teach her how to balance a checkbook and teach her how to navigate through life, right? I'm not gonna always give her everything. As a teenager, as she's young, yeah, I'm gonna help her out, right? She needs to get it. She doesn't have to face things that we faced, things that I faced, because I'm here to help her. Okay, so I don't mind doing that. That's what a dad is supposed to do. You're supposed to be there for your kids. So I don't mind helping her as she goes through life and gets ready to go be on her own. And now when she's on her own, yeah, everything's in your name, right? The apartment's yours, the house is yours, the cell phone bill's in your name, the light bill, the trash bill, everything's in your name. You run everything on your own, right? That's adulthood. Welcome to adulthood, baby girl. You know, that's how that works. But yeah, man, this is you got to be brought up into it. Like it's hard because I'll tell you guys, just like the way I grew up, like we just had to figure it out. And but we had that mentality as kids. We always had to figure it out. From the way we grew up, I'm telling you, Section 8 housing, like you don't we my mom never drove ever. We never had a car. I used to get car sick when I was little, every time I get a ride somewhere, because I wasn't used to being in a car. It was weird. I get car sick, you know. And forget about getting on a fucking roller coaster as a kid. Hell no. I'd get car sick for being in a car. Like how the hell am I gonna handle a roller coaster? I remember doing that a few times when we went to the Pomona Fair. Yeah, I would get sick just because I wasn't used to being on things that move like that, you know. Until I started, when I was as older, I got older. My brothers were driving, and my brothers were driving me around as as a teenager, and then I started driving on my own, of course. But yeah, guys, there's levels to life, like growing and like being independent and being strong, mentally strong, physically strong is one thing. That's easy. This is easy. Getting a physique, I don't know how people struggle with that. That's not hard at all. Dropping body fat, easy. Building muscle, easy. Figuring out how to navigate through life with a positive mindset when when you were doubt all these cards that worked against you and being able to persevere and survive that, that's where the challenge is. That's where the struggles are. And not everybody can do that. There's a lot of people that I grew up with and they got stuck there. They never changed. But I get it. I know why. It was fucking hard. It was difficult. You know, there's a lot of stuff you go through. Yeah, a lot of like those growing pains, a lot of those like on your own type shit, figure it out. And I'm glad I did because it made me who I am. I wouldn't be this person. I wouldn't be as tough as I am. I know I'm a strong dude. I know what I'm capable of. I can lose everything. I'll build it right back. And the ones that came from nothing can say that. If you really came from nothing and you built something, you can lose it and get it back. Fuck yeah, you can, because you already know how to do it. You've done it. If you've never done it and you were handed everything and you have all this stuff that was just handed to you and it's all gone one day, how you gonna? You don't know how to earn that. How do you earn it? That's a thing that, and I think a lot of people don't see. They don't realize. They don't think about. You gotta go through. You gotta go through hard times. That's your story. You gotta go through some adversity. You have to. It's life. It's gonna happen regardless. So it's like, oh no, you can't say that. No, yeah, we're all gonna experience some bullshit, one way or another. Relationships, finances, your health, your fitness, like, and that's another thing, guys. As you start getting better in life, um, as you start getting like better in life, guys, doing things, as you start achieving these accolades, right? Like another notch. I did this. I overcame this. I overcame this. Like I overcame addiction. I overcame the street life. I overcame this diagnosis from the doctor. I overcame obesity, whatever, right? All these things you can overcome. Now you're just consistently winning. That's the thing, guys. Once you start winning, keep that momentum, keep that rhythm. Don't stop. Don't chill. Celebrate your wins, but don't chill too long on them. Don't sit there celebrating too long. Next thing you know, you're gonna be that old dude celebrating your high school days. You're gonna be celebrating those old days back in the day. I used to be that badass. What are you doing now? If you got that story and you got this new story and you're still killing it and you're still winning, that's a bad dude. That's a mental toughness right there. That guy knows he needs to keep pushing. He needs to keep growing. He needs to keep going. That's what that guy knows. So that's just a difference right there, guys. Some people have everything handed to them and they do nothing with it. And if you have, guys, to the youngsters out there, if you guys have that, if you have somebody helping you, your parents most likely, that are giving you a lot, and you have an upper hand, you have the upper hand on somebody like me. And look what I did. So if I did this, you better do more, because we didn't have it handed to us like that. We had to earn it. And if you have it handed to you and you know what it is, use it, guys. Use it to build something. Build something on your own. Now you know what it is to build something, and you're not living off of the handout. You got the handout, but grow something with it. Build something. Now use your potential, use your strength, use your knowledge to build on that. All right, guys, that's all I got today, man. Love you guys. Hope everybody stays blessed. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah.